Okay, we're gonna try it again. So yesterday was a colossal fail. I tried to come here. It was raining all day. And I wanted to try out my modified skillet. Turns out it was raining all day, and it was raining really bad, but I caught a little bit of a break, and I came here, found a spot, and tried to light up the fire. It did. And I mean, as far as testing out the skillet and everything else, that was a huge success. Problem was recording and everything else was a colossal fail. I could have easily gone in there and done it all and everything else, but I mean, it got really bad. I got lucky because by the time I got home, obviously you see branches and stuff down. That it was really bad. It was really, really bad. But within a couple hours, I did get the skillet going. Problem was the filming. I mean, I filmed everywhere, and I've got this thing on my head, and I still don't know if it's like okay. And that was the bad part, because everything was just off kilter. Where I was looking down, it was still looking up. So, whatever I was doing, you couldn't see anything. And I really didn't want to set up much. And then, so yeah, it was a colossal fail as far as that. So let me get to the point, which is something that I hardly ever do. What happened is, since I'm doing the motorcycle camping thing, I'm also getting my gear together. Normally I do car camping, and that, it doesn't matter because you get stuff in the trunk, you get stuff, duffel bags and all this other stuff. But being on the motorcycle, things are smaller, limited space, so everything's got to be on a miniature scale. And I've got a pretty huge cook kit. Problem is, I gotta go smaller now, Well, that's where the skillet comes in. And I've got like a Firebox stove, which is new. I've been using it a couple times. I like it a lot, and that's what I'm gonna use. And I've got like a small little S-bit stove that I modified and everything else on it. I'm gonna try to go to the same spot. Yeah, yesterday I set up the tent from the hammock and everything else, and found out that I need some sort of a rag to put this stuff down. And obviously it's still wet here, so I don't have a rag, but I do have something a little bit better. I'm more prepared anyway. Let's see if I can here, because it's really wet. I mean, I was slipping and sliding all over the place yesterday. It's definitely filled with more water. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it here. I'm gonna try going somewhere else. But I'm gonna attempt to do eggs in the skillet and coffee. Yesterday it's been a couple of days really that I've been using the Firebox stove, and it's not a major issue. It's just one of those pet peeves that happens with every small stove. The fact that you got to cook everything, in separate terms. Like, you want to do coffee, okay, you got to wait for the coffee, and then if you want to cook something else to eat, the grill put that, you do that on a huge fire, and that is cool, and you can do several things, and you can carry it. But what if you don't have a huge fire? You got a small little Firebox. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all this stuff, but I'll give it a try. Anyway, that's the thing of it. Maybe I'll have to do it out in the open, because it is kind of wet all over the place. Unexpected. But, well, expected, but for me, nothing is ever expected. So, where was I? Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the Firebox stove, it's a small little thing. You get a nice little fire going with wood. I mean, you know, I can grab these twigs that are on the ground and start a fire with it, cook up some decent food, you know, and I'm all set. But I'd like to have something where you've got an extension on it, you know, and add on to where you can cook right next to it or heat something up next to it. Yeah, it definitely rained a lot last night. Normally this thing is all yeah, it's normally you've got a good 10 feet that you can walk on over there. And that spot where I was at, I'll show you. It was a good, you know, that thing is all covered now. But so I gotta find somewhere else. And let's see. Yeah, everything's all wet too. I could probably definitely find some twigs around here. What I had planned and what I've got in mind. I think I could probably do something here. Oh, no, I can't. All right. You know what? I know a spot. I saw it a couple of days ago. We're gonna walk a little bit. But I also noticed that this camera sucks. It drains the juice really fast. And I don't have a charger, man. I mean, I don't have all this other stuff. I'm not like a pro, you know, like the ones that you see on there. Besides, I think this is more for me than it is for you. So, what I'm going to do is going to keep on walking. I'm going to shut this off. And then when I turn it back on, we'll go from there.